Hello, I'm Spencer and I have trouble with words. Reading them, writing them, speaking them and remembering them. At my first school, my teacher didn't know to help me. I felt sad, frustrated and alone. I didn't want to go to school. My family's side to move was hard and I missed my friend. But now I have a really good school. Words are still hard. Mum and Dad think I'm pretty smart. They say there's lots of people like me who find words hard. So we decided to go to meet some of them. Struggle.
Hi, I'm Ezra. I'm in Year 8 and I have dyslexia.
Hi, I'm Luke. I've got dyslexia.
Back in primary school especially, I couldn't read that well.
Hi, my name is Rose. I find difficult writing and a little bit of reading.
Hi, my name is Furkan. I find reading and writing difficult.
Hi, my name is Henry. I find reading and writing very difficult. It definitely makes a big impact on my life, slowing it down. I wish I was better at it. This is Dennis. He is a scientist. He's especially interested in genetics and evolutionary biology.
I was about 8 when a report was made of an assessment of my reading abilities and showed that they were substandard.
Hi, I'm Ilaria. I had trouble with maths and talking, standing in front of a whole gallon of people. I'd kind of feel a bit worried and embarrassed.
This is Colin. He is a medical doctor. Actually, he's my pa.
And I did not perform as well in English. You read out a phrase from a book that you've been given, but I found it very difficult.
Hi, I'm Harrison.
And I'm in Year 12.
My mum told me when I was younger that I had a poetry processing problem. That meant I heard things slower than everyone else, which meant that I couldn't attach sounds to symbols. So when I was reading a word, I couldn't say it because I just couldn't put it together.
This is Glendon. He makes movies and TV drama.
And I remember in Year 8, we were doing Sherlock Holmes. It was the hardest work. And I had to sit down every night and go, right, I'm going to read 5 pages. And it would take hours. There was just something about the way that information was being processed between the page and my brain that was like watching honey drip out of a jar.
Still to this day, I don't read books for fun.
This is Jo. She is an award-winning artist.
As soon as I hit high school, it was essay writing. I started in the A classes and then I just started to go down.
Because I fell behind, it kind of meant that I couldn't do essays kind of by the time I was meant to.
I know what I want to put down on a page, but I just can't find the right words to kind of express what I want to put on the page.
Me being able to get my ideas out and onto the page, that's been the biggest struggle, definitely.
Verbally, I can't, there's as if there's a huge gap in between my mouth and my brain.
My head thinks faster than I speak.
Hello, I'm Marley and I have trouble concentrating.
I'm ADHD, and if you don't know what ADHD is, it's not paying attention that often and dozing away, zoning off.
If there's other people doing other stuff, then I want to go see what they're doing and stuff like that. Misunderstood.
My parents, I think, were really a little bit confused and maybe I've always felt they were a bit disappointed because the results were pretty bad sometimes.
Around Year 4, parents considered pulling me out.
I got really anxious. I felt sick in my tummy.
I'd feign illness so as not to go to school.
At that age, I think everything was hard. I just accepted that I was just too lazy.
I mean, I had some run-ins with the teachers, verbally. Didn't really trust teachers, I suppose.
And I was always in trouble for disrupting everyone else in the class. does not concentrate, does not concentrate, does not concentrate.
Needs to concentrate, needs to quieten down in class, concentrate on work more, those sorts of things. It was consistent from every report ever said the same thing.
I would usually just go sit in the bathroom like half the lesson.
If you look at my notebook in class, there's going to be all like scribbles and drawings around the edges and around the borders and stuff of it. Yeah, my books always seems to be a lot messier than other kids.
I feel like the biggest problem is definitely the confidence problem and not being able to express yourself. I was aware of it. I did think I was not smart, I suppose.
I was the least smartest in the class, you could say.
What became an issue was when, in my trials for the HSC, I got 6% in art. And so this was essay writing. It wasn't about my artwork.
I mean, art's one of those things where it's kind of like they expect an explanation, and I mean, explanation always kind of comes back to words. And
when it came to doing art theory, again, I just fell apart again.
Because that's all I'd ever wanted to do, I decided I had to leave school because I was going to make a stupid fool of myself if I continued on to the HSC.
In Year 12, I passed all the subjects except for English and had to do a second year. And in the second year, but failed English yet again.
How did the school respond to you saying that you wanted to study medicine?
They laughed very quickly and said I wouldn't bother.
I work hard. I have to do a lot of homework. It's boring and a little bit fun doing the games.
I try a lot. I probably do more work than most people in my class. Practicing and just talking to people about anything really. Yeah, it just helps your confidence grow, I guess.
I just think differently.
I did a master's a few years ago and the person editing it continually turned my sentences around and I just said, can you stop it? Like, that's how I write. And he said, but you write like someone writing with a second language. And I said, well, I don't mind. That's actually how I can't start changing that now because it doesn't make sense to me.
With writing, I kind of draw a picture and I just kind of write a story about it.
I'm a visual person. I need to visualise the microstructures of the cell to understand how DNA is interacting, with other molecules. I need to have a picture of it, and I can't understand it unless I can picture it.
Found that imagery was better for me. We went on excursions, looking at plants and so on.
University, I was majoring in illustration. I remember sitting down in front of a whiteboard, and I just remember thinking, man, if I took a photo, all of this board would be coloured in. And it happens in one click. And from that moment on, I just embraced photography because it seemed to be a shortcut to what I wanted to say. I think filmmaking, I guess one of the reasons why I'm drawn to it is that I really like stories. It's the combination of sound and vision put together in a structured way that creates a new language, like a cinematic language.
Support.
My parents always told me that I was kind of pretty, able, I suppose.
All my successes are owed to my mum.
I had really good friends.
But the principal was pretty supportive, and then I think they booked me in to go see a education specialist. I went and saw a bunch of tutors, just kind of constantly.
I have to go to speech therapy and OT.
I sit in the quiet room when I feel too distracted.
I like it when teachers focus on individual students more than actual groups of students, just because it feels like they care about you more. I like humanities because we have just the best teacher.
I had an English teacher and multiple art teachers, more than just teachers. That they were real mentors, and some of those teachers are still really important people in my life now, and encouraged me to be who I was. Like, okay, you can't write an essay, you can't read a book, but man, you can draw a picture, and you really seem to like photography. Have this camera, take it for the weekend. Those sorts of things were like gifts to me.
Yeah, I started art at TAFE, and as soon as I started, I literally came top in every single subject that I did.
Going out to the desert for me was by far the best experience ever.
I really enjoyed my first year at university because they had a lot of practical subjects which inspired me, and in fact half of the year failed, whereas I got a Commonwealth scholarship.
Strengths.
I'm pretty good with presentations. If we're in a group and there's like 5 of us, I'm normally the one who does the presentation.
Being able to kind of compete with someone at chess, kind of really give them a run for their money.
I'm really good with strategy, and I really like sport. Playing sport is my passion.
With soccer, I got to play for the state teams.
Basketball.
Dodgeball and drawing. I'm really good at drawing. Drawing. I love painting. I love how I can learn different things and explore a land of drawing and painting, like a little wonderland.
When I was in primary school, people used to collect my artwork. I was just living in my imagination.
I'm good at art, drawing, sculpting.
I do enjoy art.
The idea of drawing or getting a paintbrush or making something out of clay or taking a photograph just blew my mind, and it still does.
I think I'm also very good at drawing planes and making paper airplanes.
I'm pretty good at working with paper.
For me, science is an intrinsically creative pursuit. Art and science should be considered two sides of the same coin. I don't think they're different.
I'm into 4 and 4 now, actually. I want to do a project of bringing back the Titanic boa. Well, as a scientist, I'll probably be studying about the creature.
I have a pet budgie named Buddy. When I care for my pets, it makes me feel happy. When Buddy's healthy, he's all chirpy and happy.
I can do this. Dennis started out studying reptiles in the desert. Now he's working in America at the Beacon Institute, where they are doing cutting-edge research to find cures for cancer, HIV, and diabetes. Colin, he's really good at observing and explaining stuff. Once he even worked out that a patient had a brain tumour just by testing his chin reflex. Jo, she's a really talented painter and has recently started working in virtual reality. Glendon, he has won awards and gets to travel around Australia, sometimes overseas. He loves telling stories with pictures. In 2018, Harrison completed his Year 12 exams, receiving an Australian tertiary admission rank of 90.5 out of 99.95. For his English exam, he achieved 90%. You can do this.
Don't look at dyslexia as a disadvantage. Look at it as a strength, because you're going to be stronger than other kids in different areas. Maybe better with your hands, better with your feet, better with sport. Yeah, who knows? But you're always going to be good at something, and you should just find that strength and just stick to it.
The written language, that's difficult for me, so I've just found a different language to communicate in. You just have to find a different pathway to the end, I guess.
Well, feel confident in the fact that you can achieve, and it might just be a difficult phase.
There's lots of different ways to be smart, I think, is the important thing to recognise, and that what one person identifies as a shortfall in one context is not always the case in another context, and if you follow your passions and do the things that you're interested in, you'll succeed.
I'm looking at architecture. What attracts me to architecture is that I get to make something and I get to see it in front of me, and also that I get to take all these other things that people have said and ideas, and I get to apply it and make something out of it. It just really makes me happy.
I always liked the Star Wars movies, mainly because all of those amazing makeups and prosthetic stuff that they've made the aliens out of stuff. So I want to be a kind of FX person.
One day, I want to be a pilot
in the Air Force. When I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
When I grow up, I'm going to be a police. I also like to be a drawer as well. Well, I'll give it to my fans.
I like to draw for TV, books or cartoons or something like that.
Be an artist.
A zookeeper.
Planning to cultivate some endangered species, make even like sanctuaries.
I like to be a scientist and save the Barrier Reef.